Okay, providing the most high-profile supporting action to the St Ledger card is Chester. 3 races on ITV, starting with the 205, the 32 Red Casino Nursery Handicap. Frank, how'd you bet?
Yeah, Viscount Loftus is 130, Falabelle and Harrogate 5-1, Simmy's Cop Shop 7-1, Mabel Lee 15-2, Porty Party 8-1, Angel Force and Joe Gogo 10-1 and a 14 bar.
Kills, have you got a really strong fence at Chester today?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Is it this race?
Yeah, a fair fancy. I mean, when you look at this race, right, well, first of all, while Doncaster has missed all the rain, Chester's had loads. It's soft, heavy in places, a really low going stick reading. So you're going to take some getting. And the favourite, Viscount Loftus, has been pulled out because of unsuitable ground when it was soft before. So, I couldn't have that favourite at all. And there's very little soft ground for them to work on. Apart from, near the bottom, you've got Mabel Lee, who very early in his career, second start, was second to Althea. At Carlisle on soft ground. Went really well through the race then. Now, Althea came out and absolutely hacked up yesterday at Doncaster. It's probably going to go up to a mark of something like 90, and I think Mabel Lee's on 71 here. She's since come out and she ran one poor race at Ayr, but then she won at Thirst last time on good to soft ground. I think she wants the ground. She buys Zoffany, gets plenty of horses who want a bit of cut in the ground.
Informed Connections?
Yeah, Informed Connections. I think she'll go well.
Mabel Lee for Kills. Who for DJ?
Oh, Mabel Lee for me as well. I was hoping you'd come to me here first. The thing that Paul forgot about there is the race that won at Thirsk. Tulip Fever was third that day, and Tulip Fever has since come out and won. It looked a proper nursery that day, I thought, at Thirsk. Like, you don't necessarily associate a filly's nursery with being really good at Thirsk, but I thought that one was. I was just praying for a good draw. Stall 5 seems perfect. I think the more rain, the better. And Mabel Lee, it's 15-2 now. I think it'll go off about 7-2.
Fantastic. 2 votes for Mabel Lee. Is it a hat trick, Frank?
It is indeed, yeah.
Brilliant.
My notes were behind Althea on a second start over 5.
Which one of your boys chalked up a 12 to start with then?
It wasn't me anyway, thank God. You shouldn't be complaining, Paul, isn't it?
Well, only because of how much I can get on.
But for the reasons the two lads have said, this looks very well handicapped through Tulip Fever and through what Althea won by about 8 lengths yesterday, I think, was it? So, 71 looks thrown in. The draw's fine. Josie Gordon on. Ian Jardine is a yard in great form as well. So this has to be involved. It's a decent price. I'd agree with David. This won't go off 8 or 10-1.
Right. Well, if you're listening, I think you better crack on and back Mabel Lee for the 205 at Chester. Let's look at the 240 at Chester. It's the 32red.com Stand Cup Stakes. It's a listed race, and we've got a fairly warm favourite in Duretto, Frank.
Yeah, he's 7-4 across the stars, 11-4 Soldier in Action, 3-1 Rich Legacy, 6-1, and My Reward is 10-1.
5 runners, DJ. Who's going to cross the line in front?
Oh, like this, as 5-runner races go, this is about as hard as it gets. It's funny, when I started looking at it, I was like, you're thinking Across the Stars is probably a touch of class and Duretto, and you look at their ratings. But the more I delved into it, the more I think Soldier in Action will probably win it. Went back through it could. I'm not saying it will, but it could. Perhaps, I don't know. It all depends on I'm just hoping it'll sit behind My Reward, who's likely to make the running. And go back to that Goodwood performance on soft ground at the big meeting at Glorious Goodwood, and that was a pretty solid display in the context of this race. And behind Nikita and the Ebor, the Ebor is a race that horses can run bad, and it was banged there 2 furlongs out. It got a bit of a thump, and that was the end of it. I just think the race might be run to suit. I wouldn't be mad at it by any stretch of the imagination, but I think Soldier in Action is the most likely winner.
Frank, who do you like?
Yeah, it's a race I wasn't keen on. I'd probably side with David there. Soldier in Action, he's won at Goodwood, he's won at Epsom. Maybe those quirky tracks are just his thing. At Chester's a little bit the same. It's a bit of a specialist track. Duretto, Small, be worried about the ground Across the Stars. Who knows what's after going on with him. Yeah, I think Soldier in Action is the most solid one. It was supposed to run on Salisbury today and it's been pulled out. So yeah, he's probably the most solid one.
DJ, who do you think Kills is going to tip?
If I was to guess, I'd go for, 5-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 4-year-old. Okay, there's no clue there. I'll go for Soldier in Action.
Okay, who are you going for, Kills?
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think if Duretto's at his best, he'd be hard to beat. But you have to wonder why. I can't imagine that there's any reason other than the problem that he's been off for 4 months, because it was a real good return in the Ormond when third, although getting out-battled in a finish by a US Army Ranger doesn't actually... there's not something you want on your CV.
Oh, leave
really,
him
is it?
alone. I love US Army Ranger.
So yeah, I mean, I think Soldier Red is just a solid horse, and they're obviously going for a better prize. You know, I was in it at the last minute, apparently, when the decks were made. They just, Mark Johnson's obviously there looking and saying, well, nothing's gone in this race. We'll go there instead of Salisbury.
Wow, absolute unanimity among the opinions for the first two of our Chester races. Let's see if the Glads agree on the third one. It's the 3:15. It's the 32 red.com handicap over near enough a mile, and wide open. I can't believe we're going to have a third 3-tick race. What's the latest betting, Frank?
Kenstone 7-2, Dan Troop 5-1, King's Pavilion, Ice Slice and Instant Attraction are 7-1, Alejandro 9-1, and we're 10-1 bar.
Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 3-2-1, and then when I do 3-2-1, each of you just got to say the name of your tip at exactly the same time, just the name of the horse. 3, 2, 1.
Instant Attraction.
I didn't hear anything. I don't think ITV are going to be nicking that idea.
There were 3 different ones, I think.
Kills, who do you fancy?
That went better in rehearsals.
It was better than your bloody joke. Anyway.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, we have a favourite in Kenstone who was up, I think, £9 for winning last time. It's the only horse Adrian Wintle has trained to win in 2017, and he's won 3 times. He's got a load of very moderate horses, but this one since November last year, he's gone up to from like 50, a mark of 50, I think it is, to now 87, and he absolutely bolted up last time. But this is a better race altogether. Dan Troop is £13 higher for winning in July and hasn't been seen since. You'd have to worry about that. There was a race at Carlisle earlier this week, won by King's Pavilion, who somehow, by Paddy Power's Office Junior, I'd imagine, was chalked up at 20-1 when the prices first came out for this, and is now 7s. The value in that has gone. I think Instant Attraction ran a really nice race there. He probably did get fairly thumped in the end, but I think he's coming back to form. He's been rated a good deal higher than he is now in the past, and I think he'll go well.
You're going for Instant Attraction, Kills, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
DJ, did I hear the lovely Aoife in the background there? There's a female voice came along.
Yeah, no, actually my phone, sometimes Facebook gives you notifications and stuff, and somebody put something up about maggots and Ferrero Rocher, and I just clicked in thinking it was a picture, but it was a video.
Oh, right, okay.
So sorry about that.
So you weren't listening to what Kills said, no?
He did tip Instant Attraction. I listened to that.
Who you tip him?
I fancy Dan Troop. I know it's gone up £13 for winning last time at Chester over course and distance, but it was so impressive. 1 by 7 lengths, and I think the ground could be key. Before that, it won at Wetherby in June on soft ground, and it was really soft ground that day. Coped really well, beat right action, and did well to win because it was quite keen in the early stages. I just don't get the price because it's worrying me a little bit because I thought this would be very, very short. It's drawn in stall 1. Conor Murtagh takes off the £7. Everything seems to be in its favour, and I don't know why it's 5-1.
Well, Kevin Pauline always says that if a price looks too big, you have to interrogate the hell out of it and absolutely make sure you're not sure. But it sounds like you're very confident. You're quite happy to take the 5s, are you, DJ?
Yeah, when I seen the decks, I thought it'd be about 5-2. Okay,
Frank, who are you going for?
King's Pavilion was a nice winner at Carlisle during the week. £6 penalty made things tougher, but he's not out of it at all. But Ice Slice is one I thought was interesting. His draw isn't too bad, which obviously the draw is always important. He's drawn 6. He's won over course and distance before. He's placed off 93 earlier in the season in May. I think he won off 91 and he's running off 89 here. For a horse that goes well at Chester, I think he's very likely to get involved, and he's a decent enough price. I think we're 7s, there's as big as 9s out there. I'd probably have an each bet on that.
Okay, let's look at the rest of the Saturday action next.